course, as soon as I start talking, Miss Alice decides to make her presence known. So it's March 3rd, 2017, and it's Friday. I hope you all are very well. I'm doing well too. I'm here to share some woolly things with you, including whips, spinning, sewing, and an Ask Fiber Tone. But before we start all that, Alice wants to say hi. And she wants to share with you that Handspun Winter is in full swing. In fact, it's in its last few weeks. We'll finish Handspun Winter. It's the current knit-along in the group on Ravelry. And it's an amazing knit-along, and people are making gorgeous things. And I just realized today I don't have a handspun thing on. I am wearing a design of mine. This is the Esther Bell shawl out of gorgeous, gorgeous copper corgi merino alpaca silk. Gorgeous. Esther Bell, after my great-grandmother. So, Alice, doing all right? Do you like her new spiky collar? I think I showed this already. So yeah, welcome everyone. So go over and put your FOs in the Handspun Winter thread. Put your works in progress as well. There will hopefully be a new prize coming for that very soon, and I'm excited to show you guys. So I mentioned works in progress. I'm going to have to put you down to show them. I really have been monogamous this week. In fact, I have a feeling the show is going to be quite short as a result. The thing that has kept my attention is the lovage. And we have moved along a significant amount. So here it is. There is the front. Look at that. This is the front. I've decided to do a split hem, so I have half of the ribbing on another needle, and I've actually started that. So this is the back, and just this morning I did this. I did some short rows. Don't know if you can see that well. See, it's got a bit of a curve, so it cups the booty, and now I've started doing ribbing at the back. And you guys, that means all I'll have left is sleeves. So I'm going to finish the back ribbing today, and I'll have 2 sleeves to do, and then I'll have an amazing sweater. This is Lovage, like the herb, Lovage, by Marie Wallin. First saw this knit on the Fruity Knitting podcast, and I just knew it had to be mine. So over the course of a couple years, I collected some suitable yarns, and I tried to more or less match the yarn shades that they used in the pattern because Marie Wallin is a genius with color, and I think it's come out amazing. So I have a variety of yarns. The one I'm using right now, I'm a little concerned that this is flipping up, but the one I'm using right now is Meg's Lofton mixed with mohair from Blacker Yarns, and I got this one from the Woolly Thistle. I just want to pet it. So that has really been keeping my attention because I want that FO now. I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it hasn't been that long that I've been working on the beige. It's just flown. So I've been doing my own increases and just sort of making up that the short rows and the split hem as I go. And now I cannot style myself because things are backwards on the camera. There we go. The only other work in progress, because I haven't touched that Shetland Camaro sweater at all. My only other work in progress is actually a half object, a hoe. These are Rose City rollers, and they are super short. They are super short. Shorter than the other ones I've done. In fact, probably too short in the ankle area. And the other one is, I've started the heel flap already. Actually, I'm almost done the heel flap. There it is. These just take no time at all. So that's Mustache Yarns, Sorting Hat, perfect. I think she calls it OCD sock. That's a really nice yarn. In fact, I've been wearing my mitts today under my jean jacket. It's really cold here, but I refuse to put a winter coat back on. So yeah. I mentioned the Esther Bell. This is a dress I sewed this past fall, which is really, I think this might be, I may need to pass it along to someone else because it doesn't fit me anymore very well. And I might as well talk about the Ask Fibertown question I got this week, which was fun. I don't often get Ask Fibertown questions, but the thread is there on the Ravelry group if you are so inclined. And this person, let's see, I'm extra ready for this podcast. Nothing is up. I do have a few notes, but not very in-depth. And let's see. Yeah. Time for a drink. All right. Ravelry, where are you? Here you are. Isn't this thrilling podcasting? Wait, there's music. What? That's an ad. Okay, I'm not a fan of the YouTube ads. I understand why people put them on their YouTube. You might have noticed that I have not. Just not a fan of promoting something that I may not believe in on something that I put out into the world. So anyway, that's why I don't do ads on YouTube. Although I have noticed that occasionally there will be a pop-up ad on somebody who typically doesn't have ads, but it's just a little pop-up screen. I don't think folks have any control over those. Okay. Sharby. Hi, Sharby. That is, she's the person who asked the question. Her name is Sharon Ann. She's from Newfoundland. Hello. So she says, this question has been running through my head every time I've seen your podcast lately. First of all, you look fantastic. And congrats on living your healthy life choice. Thank you. It has been good. I keep thinking of all the wonderful things you've made in the not so distant past that have become too big on you now. That's why I thought of this question now, because of the stress. Do you plan to remake or rejig for a better fit? I've also lost some weight. Sharon Ann, good job. And I'm considering remakes and tailoring of my favorites if I can. Okay, so really great question, and thanks for the compliments. Never hurts. So yes, so I have found for me, I have some ideas, but for me I have found that more than my knitted objects not fitting anymore, it's my sewn objects. You know, knitting has the stretch, it has the give, and I find that things that I was kind of sausaged into before, just now have more ease, and they're fine, and they just hang a little bit better. And I think in all reality, when I was at my biggest, I didn't really see myself as being bigger than what I was in my head. The power of my mind. What can I say? I'd look at myself and be like, you look pretty good. You look pretty good. And, you know, ridiculous self-esteem or denial or maybe both. I don't know. But I kept knitting things for the size that I thought I was. So they were a little tight. They just didn't fit quite well. But I guess there was a denial there, and I wasn't willing to go there. So as a result, my knitted items, they fit me better now. They really do. However, I think this is the Dahlia dress, and it's just, yeah, it's way too big on top. So yeah, that's where I'm having problems. Things I've sewn that are really big. And I guess it's because you really can't, you know, sewn items don't have the stretch unless they're jersey. Woven items, they just don't adapt to your body as much as knits do. So, but that said, I do have one sweater in particular that I made way too big, and which was unusual for me. But what I did was reseamed the sides because I just had too much volume around my hips. It was like a circus tent. So I reseamed the sides, and instead of maybe doing a mattress stitch 1 or 2 stitches in, I made a much bigger seam, and then I cut. And you can, do a zigzag stitch on your sewing machine after you cut to sort of give a little extra security, but because if you don't cut, you're going to get extra bulk in the side seam. Now, if it's something that doesn't fit in the shoulders or the bust, that's much trickier. You could do like a sewn dart. See, this is way too big up top now. You You could do a sewn dart. I don't think knits, especially hand knits, really lend themselves to that. If it's not superwash, you could give it a little fulling. But that's unpredictable. You could get shrinkage in your arms, or a place where it wouldn't work well for it to shrink. So it's a tricky question, and there are things you can do. If there are side panels in the sweater, for example, take those out. What have you guys done out there in Fibertown? How have you altered your knits when you've needed to take material out of them? I guess it depends on the construction. That said, it's an excuse to buy new yarn and knit new and exciting things. That's one way to look at it. Hi, I see you're back. So thanks for that question, Sharby. And if you guys have some ideas, please, I would love to hear them. Love to hear from you, period. On the Ravelry group, on YouTube, anywhere. Yay. All right, so spinning, friends. I have spun, speaking of spinning, friends, this is from my friend Megan. She sent me Locks from Brutus, the gorgeous Romney Weather. And we bought this together. Well, she bought it. I enabled her at Maryland Sheep and Wool at the fleece sale. Maybe 2 years ago? Isn't it pretty? It smells so good. It's this beautiful, beautiful silvery brown. And I did a 3-ply, and it's about 130 yards. I think this would look stunning, striped, with some spindle spins I have done in the past. Oh, that green. These are all Gourmet Stash spins. That purple is not coming out quite right. Very hard to capture in this light on this screen for some reason. But wow, those two are excellent. So yeah, I think I'm going to stripe. Make a really nice hat. I also have some merino silk from Fiber Optic on my wheel. I hear you down there. In the honey to fig gradient. And I think once that's done, I'm going to chain ply it and put it in my Etsy shop. There's Handspun yarn. If you guys still want to take part in the Handspun Winter, you can take a look at what's in the Etsy shop. And in fact, I will offer a prize from the shop at the end of the Handspun Winter. So if there's something you like, now's a good time. I'll put the link in the show notes on the Rav page, the Rav group page, and I'll put the link on YouTube as well. So sewing. I have sewn some bags. And I think they might be good enough to sell. Let me share with you what I've made so far. Okay, let's see. Kitty cat bags. These need finishing touches. They don't all have clasps and so forth, but they have very fun interiors. There's that one. These are all little, as far as they're about 8 inches. They come with, I love this one, very mod kind of look to these. More polka dots. These were fun to put together, very, very fun. Ooh, big polka dots. Kitty cats. I had so much fun with this fabric. And the last one is, oh yeah, I love this one, gray. Some of them have white zippers, some of them have black zippers, and they have a little loop. They'll have a D-ring and a handle. Now I've also made, these are all boxed. The bottoms are boxed out so that they will sit up. I've also made bags out of hand-woven fabric, partially, such as this one. This one also has a boxed corner, or boxed bottom, so it should sit up a little bit. These are a bit bigger. These need this one. This one is not boxed. It's more of a pouch. Again, it needs finishing touches, but I just wanted to show you guys because these were so fun. What else can I tell you about this? Oh, what's the interior? I think these are all muslin. They're either white muslin or natural muslin. This one is fun. Again, a big pouch with this is hand spun and hand woven. White muslin interior. Ooh, this one's got a pink zipper. White muslin interior. This is a drawstring. It doesn't have the string yet. I love this plaid. I wove this ages ago. It's a bit fold. It's got baby camel and silk and Jacob and Finn. And it's all hand spun and hand woven. And this is boxed on the bottom. And it's got a natural muslin interior. Just needs a drawstring. Oh, again, another drawstring. Boxed bottom. Natural muslin interior. This is a Polworth silk that I felted. It's just hand spun, hand woven, and then felted. Another wee plaid. Ooh, I love the interior of this one. And then there's that fabric again. Yeah. So I made a bunch of bags, and I think I'm going to put them in the shop next week sometime. And I'll see if you guys want to buy any. You want to come back and say goodbye. Okay. Oh, there we go. I do have a silk scarf that is also going to go in the shop once that it's pressed, steamed rather. Botanically dyed. I showed you guys this last time. And yeah, that's it for things that I've made that I want to sell. An acquisition I have this week is this fabric. Kind of in love with it. And it's kind of hard to show with you in my lap. I think this will become bags as well. And yeah, other than that, let's just chat a bit about things that are coming up. Oh, I should say that my husband has cast on a new knit project. He finished his mitts. Are you groaning? Why are you groaning? He cast on a Susan B. Anderson Wayett shawl, I think the number 4 Wayett shawl, out of some handspun merino that I spun out of Crown Mountain Farms. Oh, look at this girl. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to wake you. You go back to sleep. She's my nugget. We like to hold hands. So that's been going on. He has a new project on the go, and we are all set for Maryland Sheep and Wool, the first full weekend in May. Very exciting. I think I'm in the market this year for a Lazy Kate. A proper, not on board my spinning wheel Lazy Kate. Everyone says that they're the best. So yeah, I'm going to be looking out for something suitable. What else is going on, Alice? That's really it. The Uniquities, which is now a closed shop that is closed, they still host a fiber farmers market in Vienna, Virginia, and that is coming up on the 25th of this month. I think I'm going to try to go if I'm able to. And what else, Al? What else? This summer I will be gone for basically the month of July. We will be mostly in Spain, and I'm excited to record from the places I love there again. And we'll be in the north, we'll be in Granada, we'll be at my in-laws, and then at the very end of our trip we will be in Paris, visiting friends and seeing sites we haven't seen in about 6-7 years. So I definitely will be seeking out some yarn shops. I think La Bien-Aimée is one I'd like to visit. L'Oisivité. I think I'm going to pass on La Droguerie again this time. Been there before. I don't think I like to buy yarn in that kind of setting, that kind of put up where you have to have, what is it? A specific project and a specific yardage, and then they wind it for you into cakes. No. don't want to do that. So, but I am interested in if anyone out there knows of any other yarn stores that I should, and fabric stores. I think there's one called Little Weasel that I want to go visit. Is that the name of it? So that's on my radar for this summer. Yeah, I definitely want to seek out more fabric this time, this visit, as it were. And in fact, I'd like to start planning my summer wardrobe, and I want a lot of it to be handmade. And then, of course, you have to plan what you're going to knit when you're away from your stash, which is always somewhat anxiety producing. I don't know if you agree. Just planning for that amount of time away from your stash of stuff, your yarn, your needles. Yeah, you really have to be extra careful in your planning. And then we'll be away from our Al. We'll be away from you, Alice. Have you guys seen the I feel like we're just chatting, whatever. If you're not interested in watching my dog's sleepy face, then I'll see you next time. But if you want to stay and talk about dogs, have you seen the president of Finland's dog? Have you? His name is Lenu, and he's a Boston. He has, yeah, he looks like the Joker, basically. This girl is much more dignified and beautiful. Are you beautifuler? She basically just wants to go nap. Or maybe she wants to go have a cookie. Or maybe she wants to go for a walk. Do you like to do that? Or maybe she wants to get her toy. All right. This is a ridiculous podcast. If you're still here, thanks for staying. And I will see you all next time, so take care.